Turn the lights on, turn the lights on. Make some noise for my boy right there, hanging in the tree right there. If that's okay with you real quick. Chase me, let's do it.
What's up, fam? Welcome back to Joint Minds. Obviously, first thing is the thing that happened at the Travis Scott concert, as you guys saw, as a tragedy, and our condolences go out to the families that were affected by that. But at Joint Minds here, we felt that you guys need to know the truth of what's happening, because there's a lot of people saying that this is to blame, drugs, etc., or is Travis Scott to blame, and we felt that we should try to clear the air on the situation and what's happening. So I think the first thing that we should clear up is, no, this wasn't a satanic ritual. All right, this wasn't the eclipse from Berserk. Okay,
some crazy people on the internet posting on Facebook.
Yeah, there's some crazy things being posted around there on the internet with some crazy comparisons that we've seen. And while those are fun to talk about and stuff, it's just ultimately not the likely truth of like what's happening, and we don't want it to go in that direction. What happened at the concert is, and the people, first thing I want to say though is that passing out and fainting at concerts is actually kind of completely normal. If you guys have ever been to a concert and you are above the age of 21 in the United States, then you know that you are usually inebriated at concerts, and on some other stuff too, probably.
Let's be honest, people are on drugs at concerts.
Yeah, people are on whatever they're on concerts, And there's a lot of movement going around. You're probably not drinking as much water as you should be, especially if you're sitting at the front or in the middle of the concert. Then you're not going to be able to get out to rehydrate and take that break that you need as quickly. So fainting has honestly been a common thing at concerts for a long time. However, 11 deaths or 8 deaths isn't nearly as common.
Yeah. So you guys are probably wondering like what caused these deaths and what happened. So when you actually look into the way seating and venues are set up, they're generally set up in a specific way so that it can fit a set amount of people. And when you look at the beginning of the concert, from the start when they were trying to let people in at admissions, people were breaking through and storming through gates, and security running through metal detectors and all of that without a care in the world. Mm-hmm. So that, increased the amount of people inside the venue that they expected to hold.
Yeah.
And then, as he said at the, earlier, when you're around a large amount of people and it's not catered to everybody, you're going to have a lot less oxygen, and intoxicants and all those things might make you pass out. And when you're overcrowded, it causes this thing called crowd rush. And what essentially that is where there's so much pressure from all the bodies around you and so much lack of oxygen, you're actually suffocating and dying while you're standing up.
Yeah.
And it's probably like, just think about it, guys. Like, imagine you couldn't move and you were just dying, and no one's there to help you, but there's everybody around you. How freaky and scary must that be to be in that situation?
The worst part is like when you're at a concert and everyone there is inebriated on some kind of drug, they're all concerned about themselves. Everyone becomes super selfish and kind of loses their humanity and doesn't realize that there's people 5 feet away from you who are passing out or being trampled on, and that the crowd rushing, what it's doing is they're pushing people like back and forth, and it's causing so much pressure on the people in the center of the crowd specifically, because it's like a funnel, like all that pressure is being built up into the center of the crowd until those people are so packed in tight together that they literally can't breathe and they can't get out until they collapse, and then people will just literally trample on them throughout the entire concert,
And with that being said, you're probably thinking like, well, why aren't these people like looking and taking care and helping them? Well, what if they didn't even notice too?
Yeah.
Because of the situation, you're at a concert, you're there to have fun. You're probably only focused on the concert and not what's happening right next to you. Mm-hmm. And that's not to say like, hey, like taking blame from the people that did notice and continue partying. Those people, like, honestly, that's pretty that's pretty messed up that you saw somebody dying over there and then be like, hey, let's try to figure this shit out.
Yeah, but as you guys saw, like in the videos too, that there were witnesses who did help out, you know. And as they said, there were a lot of people who were trying to tell security that people were passing out, that people were dying, and you know, security continued to let the concert go. There were hundreds of people warning security, telling them that this was too much, that people were getting hurt.
It was even the promoters.
Yeah,
it wasn't just the security.
Yeah,
the promoters.
They were telling
Travis
everybody.
Scott.
Yeah, they were trying to tell Travis Scott, and they said no, we're continuing the concert, and they continued the concert to full duration. They continued the entire thing, and Travis Scott himself even noticed one person pass out at some point.
Hold on, don't touch him, don't touch him. Back up. Security, somebody help jump in real quick. Keep going. Just real. Somebody jump in, come on.
Yeah, and he was like even directing the crowd to help him like get this guy out of the situation. So he was aware that people were passing out at his concert.
Yeah. Now, whether or not Travis Scott is actually to blame for all this happening is, in my personal opinion, kind of like up for debate, because we saw in one of the videos that he did see people passing out, you know what I mean? But on the stage, that's only one person to him, and like we talked about, passing out at concerts is normal. He doesn't know that that's a dead body that's passing right past him, you know? He thinks it's just some dude who's passed out.
Exactly, so, and the thing is, like, you could see him even giving directions to help, like, with the security, like, take care of this situation. So he did stop and, like, acknowledge that this was happening and tried to help the person. But when you're on stage, too, you got to understand his perspective and trying to look at thousands of people and just focus on seeing that he might not have noticed it.
Exactly. How could you see in a crowd of thousands of people? Because there were about 300 people injured and about 8 to 11 people dead, right? Something like that. How could you see in a crowd of thousands of people, let's say 2,000 even, how could you see just, 20 people pass out on the floor underneath all of them? There is no way, especially when, like, you're elevated,
Yeah, there's that, and then also, like we said earlier, with crowd rush, when you have to be so crammed together that some of these people are passing out standing up.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
In the situation that, like, he didn't notice this in the beginning, and then as soon as people started passing out, it became a big thing, he stopped the concert. Then I don't think he should really be held accountable.
My thing that could possibly hold him accountable is the fact that when ambulances were coming, he could see on the stage people jumping on top of the ambulances, trying to, like, basically stopping them from getting to the people who needed help, And at that point, that's where you can kind of say, I think he has some responsibility.
Did he notice that?
Yeah, in one of the videos, you could see some dude jumping on top of, like,
did he notice that happening? Because, like,
you could very easily see it on stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's fair. No, yeah, because if he notices that, then that's a huge part of the blame should be put on him. He should realize, like, hey, my environment that I'm providing for people and entertainment is not safe right now. I need to make sure these people are safe and situated. Then after they're safe and situated, we can get back to having fun because, people did pay for a concert.
Yeah.
And by him just continuing with the concert and not acknowledging this cost a lot of people their health. Some people ended up dying.
Yeah.
And now you also just made your, like, whole brand and image so terrible and bad. This is not the first time people have died at his concerts. So he's had like 3 people die in a concert in like 2019 as well. So obviously this is not the first time this situation's happened. So this is like, he's aware of this happening, but how aware is he? And let's be honest, if you've listened to some of his music, this guy's probably on something when he's doing his concerts too.
Yeah.
Like, let's be fair. So
another thing to note, though, also at the same time, the venue is also incredibly held responsible.
Yeah, the people
for this
hosting,
too, So it's not just Travis Scott who should be fully to blame for this, but he should have taken. I guess maybe he should have taken more precautions to make sure that everyone was okay after he saw the first person pass out and everything. At least that's what I would have done. I would have kind of been like, yo, make sure shit's good,
Yeah, let's stop this. Let's get everybody together. And it's there's only so much you can do as the singer in that situation, which is only to just direct people.
Yeah,
it's
true.
Not like he can do much more than that, but that's the bare minimum that he should have been.
He has the loudest voice out there. Literally, out of everyone there in that entire area, he has the loudest voice. Literally, he's the performer.
Yeah, he's the person everybody's
So if he says something, he wants something to get done, it's gonna get done. So. keep that in mind next time, Travis, I guess. But let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe if you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.